What's up guys, and check it out, I finally found the wicked cool toys Jazwares Halo Infinite Banished Ghost with the Elite Warlord, the yellow guy that everybody's been wondering about. Now I actually found him at Walmart of all places, go figure. Now I've personally been looking forward to the Ghost and the Elite, but for those of you who just want the Elite, I did see this 3-pack that came with 2 grunts, but it's only been on Amazon Canada for now that I've seen, and it's sold out, so I don't know if it's coming to the US or not. But that could be another option if you don't care about the Ghost. And unlike some of the other figures, this does not come with a stand for the Elite, nor does it come with an in-game code, but then again, for $19.99 value, I mean, look at the Ghost that you'll see when I open this up. It is totally worth the value. And with that said, let's get into it. Alright, now starting with the box here, you already seen the front, so let's go and take a look at the sides, which have pretty much nothing on them. It's pretty bland and boring. Same thing with the back, same picture that's been on every other Halo toy. But of course, the bread and butter is on the bottom, specifically the UPC. There it is. Go ahead and pause it, and happy hunting. And there it is, guys. It comes with everything you see here. No game code or figure stand, as you can see. Now before we move on with the rest of the video, I'd like to introduce the sponsor of this video, Bird. He's been screaming ever since I started filming, and he just wants to be on camera, so there he is. What's up? Here, do a trick for them. Do a trick. Okay. Good? No, come on. Okay. And he's gone. Anywho, back to the review. As you can see, the Ghost comes in pieces, so we're going to go ahead and assemble and look at this first, and then we'll take a look at the Elite later. Now he comes with the main body, the little plasma floating thingamajiggies, and then the wings and the cannons here. Now the wings here actually come together and they're attached to the back of the box, and if you're like me, when you start to open it, it'll go clank, and you're going to be like, oh geez, and then you try to put this in, and you can't really tell which side it goes in, but there's an easy way to know, because this, as you can see, says left, and then this also says left on it, and then these ones, of course, that says right, and then this one says right, so you know which side it goes on. Although a funny side note is that this one, although it says right, if you look at the little flap wings at the bottom, that says left, and then when you look at the left one, it says R for right, so I think they may have mixed those up, but I don't think it really makes a difference. I don't know if it just, you know, if it might have more range if it was on the right side, or if it literally just doesn't make a difference. So that's just a FYI. Now upon opening it, the cannon might fall out, and you may be wondering which orientation it's supposed to go in. Don't bother with it on the wing. Just go straight to the main body right here, and you will see it has the lined up slot, so that's a flat part. You go in here, and that is how it goes in. If you try to put it in the opposite direction, this little tab right here will stop it, so you can't put it in the wrong way. And upon closer inspection, with the wing off, you can see the stopper points as well. You can see that it has the stop point right there and there once you put the little cannon on there, and then the tab, so it'll go that far forward and then hit the stop once the wing is on, and then go that far back with the stop once the wing is on. And something else to note about this wing as well is I thought it was going to be pivotable, but if you look here, the wing has a tab right there, and there's a tab right there, so once it slides in, it's going to lock right into place, and it will not be movable. So that's kind of a bummer, but oh well. Alright, now we'll go ahead and assemble this. Go and put that in the proper direction here. Make sure that tab goes in there, and come on. Ooh, that's tight fit. Oh, there we go. It gives in right there. Then get the other side. Make sure that's lined up like so. And then pop this. See if this is harder. And oh no, that one easier. And bada bing, bada boom. That is it. Your Ghost is fully assembled. And if you're wondering if you can take this off again, the answer is yes. With a little bit of force, you can pop this right back off, and it comes off without any damage. Now as for the articulation of this thing, the only thing really is the cannon that goes up this much, as you saw it should, and then it hits a stopper, and then down that much. So it's aimable, just like in the game. But the cool thing is, just like the McFarlane Ghost, which I do not have unfortunately, the back seat extends. Check that out. Isn't that awesome? Woo! Looks pretty nice too. I mean, they actually put the design all the way into it, so it looks great once it's extended. And just to give you an idea of just how far it extends, we'll go and put the ruler at this stop point right there. As you can see, the back seat is about at 2.5 inches, and then when you extend it, it goes all the way to about 4 inches. And the Ghost itself is about 8 3/4 inches long, unextended, and then fully extended, it turns into about 10 inches and a quarter. It's about 6 1/4 inches wide and about 3 1/4 inches tall. Now wait to install the figures till after we look at the Elite, but until then let's go and take a closer look at the Ghost itself and the stands that it comes with. Now taking a closer look, you can see there's a lot of nice sculpting details. Just look at the way the cannons are. This front just looks like it's perfect for ramming. It looks like it's been rammed too because it has some nice paint applications there. You have the nice wing here. Look at all the details, the different panels, then just all the way around, and then even on the bottom there's a hole for one of the stands. The other hole's on the back right here. But as you can see, it's got lots of nice details, panels and everything. You got the flaps here that have details as well. This whole thing just looks incredibly sculpted. It's just like the Warthog. They just put so much details and sculpting into it. Now one thing interesting about this Lego Jumbo here is that it says Jazwares as opposed to Wicked Cool Toys. So is that the definitive answer? These are called Jazwares, not Wicked Cool Toys? I don't know. And then here's a closer look at the top here. Lots more paint applications to give it that kind of scrape look. Details as well. And then going into the cockpit here, I'll pull that out. That's pretty nice as well. Look at that. It doesn't have the gauges, but I mean that is definitely paintable right there if you wanted to, and it's already painted, which looks nice. Then these little handles right here, what's cool is they actually move up and down independently of each other, and there's actually some friction to it, so it actually does feel like a real throttle, which is actually pretty cool. It's pretty fun. Then of course here's the back seat here with lots of details. It's only one color, a monotone brown right there, but man, just look at all the details. Same thing with the back end here. Now one thing I've noticed is that this new Jazwares Halo line is like, it seems like one of the most commonly customized figures and just toy line ever. It's kind of weird. So I mean, you see the details in the sculpt here. You put a black wash, it's really gonna pop the details. You add some more, weathering and all that stuff. You just look at the engine. Look at all that well, I think that's an engine, I don't know. But look at all that just sculpting there. Yeah, black wash is really gonna bring that out. You can darken the red if you wanted to too, and just, this is a gorgeous sculpt. And just like the lipstick on a pig, this is makeupless supermodel, if you remember that analogy I made earlier. Now as for the stands, it comes with these right here, which is nice because I know the McFarlane one didn't come with any. Now as you can see, these single ones go on the wing, and you can see the little peg right up there, and there's actually a left and right. As you can see, there's an R right there. There you go. Catch it in the light there. You can see an R there. The other one has a left. And then here's the one on the back that has the dual pegs to hold it up. Alright, now let's go and install the left one here. As you can see, the hole is actually a hexagon, but the little peg right here is a circle, which is nice because it makes it so that it can go in any direction you want. It just plugs in, and you can actually rotate it any way you want to display. Alright, then we'll install the other one like so, and then the back can either go this way or this way because it's the same thing where it's hexagon and then the circle. But to go like the actual product shot, we're gonna have it face the back there like so, and then we'll do these just like the product shots where these are pushed out, and there you go. It sits just fine and it's very stable, as you can see. And if you want, you can kind of make its footprint a little smaller, push it in there, change this back, push it towards the inside instead, and it still can stand just as fine and sturdy. So depends on what you want it to look like. And the height with the stand puts it just a little over 4 inches. And for those of you wondering what it feels like, because I know one person actually asked, it's smooth plastic and it's fairly hard, kind of hollow, but overall good quality. But that's all for the Ghost. Now let's go into the Elite. Now starting with the head, we get a pretty nice sculpt overall. Really thick neck too, as you can see. Got the orange helmet right there. These are actually soft and flappy, so they hold their shape, but you won't poke your face off with them. There's some nice silver weathering brush right there to give it kind of a weathered look. And as for his face, you can see it's actually dual painted. There's black of the inside of the eye and then red on the actual pupil, which is actually pretty cool. And they even painted the teeth in, which is kind of crazy because you don't really see that. So that's pretty nice. Although one bummer, if you look closely, is this orange piece here on his jaw is actually a separate piece. It includes the armor and his little kind of mouth mandible, as you can see, but they did not paint the mouth, so it just kind of looks weird. But Once again, everybody seems to customize these, so a little bit of gray paint and you're good to go. Now unfortunately the helmet does not come off like the Brutes, but the head does come off just like all the other ones. And moving into the body, we got some nice armor sculpting as well with some pretty nice paint apps. You got the little symbols right up there and then some silver weathering, as you can see. Nice sculpting all the way around. Minimal paint, but still nice. Even on the back though, they did add some paint apps, so they did not skimp on these figures. They are good to look at or photograph from every angle. Look at that right there. Lots of detail. And the arms look nice as well. I really like this cool armor piece right here. It's got some great, there's some paint detail. It's got some great overall detail too. It's nice and soft as well on both ends, so it can actually go up over the armor, thankfully. And then the rest of the arm is pretty bland. It's just gray, but you know, it's the skin tone of the Elite, I guess. Then you got that armor piece right there, and then the hand with some more armor and that creepy Elite hand right there. And then moving into the legs, you got more nice detail, some weathering there to make it look like he's been in battle, which is nice. Great sculpting all around, gray, but looks nice. Once again, a nice little black wash on here, or weathering, and man, this guy's gonna look incredible. He already looks incredible. Look at all that detail right there. This right here is actually fairly hard, which is nice. It's got the double knees, as you can see, single jointed, but double knees. Then you got his foot there with his little toe armor. I guess you don't want to stub a toe. There's the bottom with the peg holes, which you can use as stand if you to use the other figure stand. And as for articulation, his head rotates in a full circle, just like all the other figures, as you can see. And he has some side to side, as you can see, so he can look left or right, and a little bit up and a little bit of down. And the arm rotates in a full circle there, and the shoulder goes up about that much, even with the soft joint, so not too much range there. And then the elbow rotates in a circle, and it's single jointed, goes up about that much. Kind of a hard joint, don't break it. And the hand rotates in a circle, and it has a horizontal joint, interestingly enough, on both hands, not the vertical aiming hand, so that's kind of a bummer, but oh well. Now as for the waist movement, this one you have to be careful of. First off, as you can see, it's actually minimally ranged, not too much side to side or back to front. I thought it was stuck just like in the Jackal if you watched that review, and I thought if I pushed harder it would rotate, but nope, I heard a snap, and as you can see right there, that's what the snap was. It broke the glue and that popped off. This side's thankfully still glued. So yeah, don't force the joint. This is as much as it will go. If you push it harder, pop, you break that. And the legs go quite a bit forward and quite a bit back because it's not really hindered by much of a booty sculpt. And he has really nice splits as well. He's got a thigh swivel that goes in a full circle, and he's got a single jointed first knee joint goes there, also rotates, and then a single jointed second knee joint that goes quite a bit back and quite a bit forward, also rotates. And then he's got his foot joint that should go forward and back because you can see the little joint right there, but it gets hindered by the sculpt unfortunately, but at least the foot rotates. Well, going back to the waist joint, looks like I spoke too soon. All that leg articulation actually made the rest of the waist glue right there pop off. So if you guys are curious, that is what the waist piece looks like there. And then that is what that looks like. Looks like somebody's gonna need some glue. But anywho, the only accessory he comes with is this energy sword, which looks pretty nice actually. The handle's actually really nicely painted, though it's extremely soft and it's just kind of comes crooked, so probably gonna need to use some warm water or something to straighten that out. And here's what it looks like holding the energy sword there. It really blends into the background. There we go. Looks better. Pretty cool. And here's what the Chief looks like holding the energy sword, looking pretty cool. I think the size is a bit right. It's a little bit loose in his hand though. As you can see, it holds there, but just kind of loose. But I don't know, you can probably heat it up, heat his hand up and shrink that and make it better, or just go with it. And here he is sitting in the Ghost. I find it easier to just kind of set them all up, and then after you're done, push the seat in to finish the look there. And there you go, looking pretty cool. I think size-wise it actually works out too, because these are supposed to be designed for elites, so that definitely looks nice. Chief should look smaller in it. Actually, if you pull the seat back, you can have a little tandem grunt riding in the back right there if you want. This is actually the wicked cool grunt as well. I just never reviewed it. And of course, here's the grunt solo, and it actually looks pretty nice and accurate. His feet can't touch the pedals there, but oh well. He's a grunt, he's just gonna die in about 2 seconds anyways. And then of course here's the Chief riding it, and I think the size actually looks pretty good. He's supposed to look small in it because he is smaller than an Elite, so it definitely works out. Definitely jack that from the Elite. Looks pretty good, although I do find it easier when for the hand grips to turn his hand sideways to grip it on the top as opposed to on the sides like the Elite does. And here's a Marine driving it. Barely can touch the pedals, as you can see. Actually, he's not even touching the pedals, but it's okay. Can't really look. He barely looks over the top. So yeah, definitely good size scales. And here's a Jackal riding the Ghost, and I mean, it looks cool, but now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen a Jackal driving a Ghost. I could be wrong, I don't know. Do you guys remember seeing a Jackal driving a Ghost? I don't think I've ever seen. They just snipe you. Then here's Craig driving the Ghost, as you can see, looking like a total beast on it. Just dang, he is huge. I had to push this all the way up because he's got short little stubby arms, but still looks pretty good overall. Here's the pilot with the Ghost. I don't like the pilot.
No, you don't get to tell me what to do. I haven't been safe since I found you.
And finally, here he is with the Spartan Collection Chief, which I don't think it works. And for a comparison, here he is next to the Wicked Cool Toys Halo Infinite Warthog there. I think overall they actually did a good job scaling the size of these vehicles here, as you can see. Looks pretty accurate to me. And for some comparisons, here he is next to his fellow World of Halo pals. Here he is next to some McFarlane Master Chase. Here he is next to the McFarlane Elite. I have to hold him up because he does not like to stand. And as you can see, I can't fully extend him because he doesn't have the double jointed or double knee joints, but height wise they're about the same, but size wise, like width, this guy is so much bigger. Here's some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, here he is next to the big dogs, the Spartan Collection. He looks like a little baby compared to them. Well guys, overall this is an incredible set for just 20 bucks. I can easily see the Ghost alone being 20 bucks with other companies, but with Jazwares Wicked Cool Toys, nah, you get an Elite too. I really love the sculpt, the design, the value, and just honestly, this is definitely a buy. If you guys were on the fence about it, go get one. Now all I have to do is find that mongoose, and then I'll have all the 3.75 inch World of Halo Wave 1 vehicles. I hope they make more though. Anywho dudes, as always, thank yous for watching. Stay tuned for more Halo, and until next time, peace.
No.